Hi, welcome to the Inclusive Collaboration course. I'm Mackenzie. I have been in education since 2013. I started my career as a general education teacher, and during that time as a general education teacher, I taught at Chime Charter up in LA. Whoop whoop. Shout out to Chime Charter. Um, and I was a co-teacher in a full inclusion classroom, and what I saw there changed my entire direction. And today, I am a special education case manager who delivers services entirely through push and support. Probably about 80 to 90% of my services are push and support. This course is built for both sides of the classroom. For the general education teachers who want to partner better with their special education colleagues, and for the special education teachers who want to strengthen their push in practice and be able to collaborate with their classroom teachers much better. So if you do both, that's even better. Everything here is grounded in two things: the research on what actually makes inclusion work, and yes, including that most current research that a lot of people on social media want to say proves that inclusion doesn't work, including that research as well, and the real messy day to day of doing it. And I have been doing it for years. So let's get into it. Okay, so quick word about who I am, why you should listen to me, all those things. So, like I stated before, I started my teaching career in 2013 as a general education teacher. And then in 2015, I switched over to being a general education teacher in a full inclusion classroom. And that was where co teaching next to a special education teacher, watching students with IEPs thrive alongside their general education peers, watching students with significant disabilities like cerebral palsy and Down syndrome thrive along their peers, I saw what inclusion could actually look like. Chime Charter, if you don't know about them, they are world renowned in their inclusion practices. I really suggest that you look that up. They started my whole career and advocacy and thought process, right? So that experience didn't just change my practice, it changed my entire direction. So I made a decision in 2019 and I flipped to special education. I moved schools, and I started building inclusive cultures in settings that were not built like Chime is built, not built with the amount of staff and funding and structures and things like that. So one classroom, one teacher, one relationship at a time, I changed it for the better. So today I work as a special education teacher, a case manager, and an inclusive education specialist. I provide my IEP services entirely in the general education classrooms because I've seen it firsthand what becomes possible when both sides of that classroom door are genuinely working together. I also share this work online in the co-teaching, the inclusive practices, the day-to-day stuff with a community of educators who are all trying to make better for every single student. You can find me at the Inclusive Education Specialist on Instagram and TikTok and Facebook. And the idea I want you to carry through this entire course is inclusion is not a destination, it is a practice. It is every single day. It is a chance to get a little bit closer to inclusion.